Hey, I'm Josh Gannon, the director of KIMkelly.
And I'm Kelly Nienaltowski, one of the actors and partial co-writers.
KIMkelly came together by this girl having a post on Craigslist saying that she wanted to get together a reel, and then I messaged her and said, hey, we should work together, and then I wrote these 3 scenes, and it didn't work out for her, and then I had Kelly on board already.
Yes, I had already agreed because it sounded like a really fun idea, so I was on board.
Yeah, and then luckily that actress left, to be honest.
The Craigslist actress.
And then we got our friend Dasha to join in, and then she brought along her friend Richard for the male part.
Who were both hilarious.
Yeah. This first episode was actually the last thing we shot, ironically. It's just so silly.
Yeah, it was a long day.
This was on the second day. Yeah, second day.
It was the second day. And we had to wait until it was nighttime so that we could shoot this part right here.
Oh.
All the different lines that he said.
Yeah, one thing I did was in between each take, I went outside with Richard and told him different things to say for when he walked in and when he got shoved. And
I didn't know what he was going to say, so I was just reacting.
Yeah, that was actually another take, and then luckily he was in the dark, so then we can use it. Yeah, so luckily that one was very short.
Yeah.
That day we actually were supposed to go until 8 p.m., but we stopped at like 6.
Yeah, we got done kind of early.
Yeah, I remember I was saying goodbye to everyone at 8, and I felt like this was a job well done.
Yeah. We were like, are we going to be able to fit all the stuff in the 2 days that we have? It was like 1.5 days, really.
Yeah, because we'd written 11 total, and then, I mean, in a dream world, we could make all of them and have them be amazing. But with how much time we all had and how much money we didn't have.
Exactly. And just the schedules of everybody, you know.
Yeah, we thought just having like, doing like a good 6 and out would be best.
Yeah, not having to rush to get everything done, but trying to make the ones that we had look good and sound good.
Yeah.
I don't need you.
I gotta say,
Slam.
I loved writing this one. This was one of the first scenes for the other actress that I wrote, because I wanted it to be 3 different kinds of scenes with a horror film and a Western and then a breakup. I think I wrote the breakup one.
You did. You wrote the breakup one.
Yeah, that's what
This was fun because this is the first thing that was like ever remotely horror related that I've ever done. Because I'm a giant pansy, so.
Look, just because I'm a model doesn't mean I don't know what...
That would be me in real life, for sure.
I just felt bad because there was Jamie with the camera, and then I was right behind Jamie watching the monitor, and then I had to like hit my hand against something really hard.
That's
to
your
make
hand
that noise.
making that noise?
Yeah.
I couldn't remember what it was.
Yeah, it was just like bam, and then just a reaction. And what's funny is that all of Richard's stuff right now I was actually shot first. So
He was reacting to nobody.
Yeah, no, he was talking to you guys because you guys were there, but you guys were talking to.
We were talking to nobody when we were getting our coverage.
Yeah.
Because he had already left.
Yeah, he had to go because he had work. Bastard. What a dick.
I love that line. Yeah, it was. What does that even mean?
What are you doing in my bedroom?
Richard was a lot of fun to work with. He had a lot of ideas and a lot of funny lines to come up with as well that were outside the script, which I don't care. If I wrote it and you have a better line or a funnier line, then go ahead and say it. So
he also has really great facial expressions, especially in some of the other episodes coming up.
I think we're just both like in love with him.
Kind of.
Yeah. No, that's all right.
We love Richard.
Yeah.
Richard Valentino Jr.
Someone told me, is he just like the actor version of you? And I was like, I don't know. And I was like, oh, holy shit.
I can see that. I can see why.
I didn't mean that if that's what's coming across. But when someone told me that, I was like, huh.
Oh, really? I love how this one came together because this one had a lot of dialogue, but we basically cut all of it out. But it works so much better because it's so much funnier just without it, with this ridiculous Western music. It's great.
Yeah, with editing on the beat and all the facial expressions. It's pretty intense about
crazy
a card game.
Yeah. Well, this is serious stuff. Look at my face. I'm so serious about this right now.
And if you notice, I didn't mean this when I was editing it, but besides the dishes and the bathroom duty, those are supposed to be synced up with the music. But if you go back, even their like facial expressions are on different sounds, which I did not mean, but it just happens that way.
Serendipity.
Yeah.
Does that make sense in that context?
I think so.
Okay, cool.
Oh shit!
Richard was cracking me up while we were filming this. It was so hard for me to keep a straight face. Like.
Prep for bathroom duty. What up now, bitch? Boom!
This part right here, I was like, just stay in it, just stay intense, don't laugh.
Yeah, I can see that little eyebrow raise.
You can kind of see me struggling.
Yeah. Again, another thing that Richard thought of.
Yeah, it was great.
I think I just wrote, or no, you wrote like a high five or a pound.
Yeah, it was some sort of celebratory gesture.
Yeah.
And he was like, let's do this rocket thing. And I'm like, what?
He's like, let's just do it. And I was like, all right, let me see it. And he was like, and he did it. And I was like, it's going in.
And his line he's got coming up here is so funny. Good times.
Great times.
I don't really even know how to play poker, so perhaps I
We
should
learned a
learn.
lot that day.
We did. Cards are hard to work with.
This was the first thing we shot of the whole, of everything. Actually in order, so yeah, we went from the living room to the hallway and then into the bedroom, which doesn't usually happen
Yeah.
every time, but I guess with a smaller shoot and a less chaotic schedule, it's possible.
And that ice cream was melting like hardcore the whole time. It was turned
Yeah.
into soup, basically.
And she had and you have to like stuff it. You have to like eat a lot, and I remember telling you like, you don't have to do it every time. Like
Right.
if you can't
But
handle
they
that.
were like, if we do another take, we're gonna see like the indentation in the carton of ice cream. It's like,
What is she doing?
that is the most attractive I've ever been in my entire life.
Kelly, are you
That was a lot of fun. That shot was a lot of fun because I think I just asked you just to be like that for like 15 seconds, just so I know you can cut away.
Is there anything we
And that's my shirt that you're
It
using.
is, and I tried very hard not to get ice cream on it because it started just like dripping all over my face.
You should probably not.
That- There was another thing that Richard ad-libbed on here because he says he reassures Kim that she's saying he's sleeping with someone else.
He was like, Keebler elves. He kept saying
Like he didn't
Keebler
get it
elves.
at first. Like, is she sleeping with Kibo elves? Oh, someone else. And it was damn hot in that room.
It was so warm. Hence the melty ice cream.
Yeah, it was rank as well with all of our bodies.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me.
And then this.
And the apple juice. What I thought was apple juice, but turned out to be like liquefied apple Jolly Ranchers. That was absolutely disgusting.
It's still in my fridge.
Oh God. Throw it away.
I haven't touched it just in case we use it again.
No, if I leave this spot, he'll see me. And if he doesn't see
This line came from
me, back for me.
a friend actually told me this when she was going through a breakup.
Oh man.
And yeah, she thought not showering and not going out in the open would make her ex-boyfriend miss her. And it was the
No.
exact opposite. And me and my girlfriend at the time were the ones to tell her, that's not going to work.
That's not how it works
And
out.
so I just kept that in my brain and I was like, I'm going to use that one
That's
day.
good. Pull it from real life.
I actually enjoyed this episode for more than just it being funny because it's the first time we actually see Kim give Kelly some like support in some way. You even notice that she calls her Kel and that awkward long hug,
Right.
and then having Scott walk over and then
It's a nice bonding moment for everybody.
yeah, I just love that gentle like hand you put on Richard just for it.
It's like, yeah, I'll do the
nice.
hug.
Now there was a theme going on through this first series or season, whatever, that dishes would never get done. So I knew that I wanted to write like not a summarizing episode, but something to like wrap it up maybe. And I just needed to have Kim wash the dishes. That was just.
And then just me in real life,
Yeah,
I would love somebody to wash my dishes because it's my least favorite thing in the whole world to do.
I talked to Dasha, who plays Kim, about the wardrobe, and she brought this to me, and she was like, yeah, it's very 50s. And I was like, all right, that's cool. And she's like, yeah, I think it's kind of funny that she thinks that since she has to be like doing housework that she would
She's
have
got
to
to dress the part.
Yeah, she's gonna dress like that. And I was like, it's amazing. That's good.
She would. That's awesome.
Yeah, and that's a little callback to the Thriller episode where she breaks the spoon. If you didn't know, we tried to
I
do.
love the sign. I didn't even notice the sign on the side of the refrigerator there until like partway through filming this whole thing. I looked at it in between takes at one point. I was like, huh. Attention to details, Josh.
Yeah. We try to drop in some like little gems like that.
That was a good one.
I'm amazing. Let's just say that.
Basically, that's basically.
That's what we're trying to. That's what this whole series is about. Showing how
Secretly,
awesome I am.
watch it backwards, and it's just like Josh is amazing, and all the dialogue.
This was the first thing we shot in the second day of 2 days. Didn't you? When I walked into the apartment that morning, weren't you wearing that already?
Probably.
I think you were doing like the SAG paperwork, and
Yeah.
it was.
And I was just like, you know what, I'm
Like,
just
I'm
gonna
ready.
wear it because that's what I would wear.
Yeah.
Obviously, our own clothes. We did not have a wardrobe department.
Yeah.
This part is just so funny.
I always hear about actresses getting like noticed, quote unquote, on like the street, and so I thought, why wouldn't she get noticed as well? And then I thought it might be funnier if she was disgusting looking in normal life, but she still gets noticed as a model. And then just sticking on this shot of you, Kelly, is just so much fun to work with. And then as Kim gives like Kelly some compliments, she takes it away with the pimples.
Yeah. It's like, great, thanks, Kim. This friendship is blossoming.
Now this episode is
Oh my god,
favorite.
this is my absolute favorite episode. I just crack up every single time.
Kelly,
Filming this is so fun.
this was your idea, right?
This is my idea.
I know you
because
wrote it, but you wrote it.
I did write it, and this is absolutely based off of like experiences that I've actually had watching this movie, just like by myself and with friends. I did watch it with a couple of friends in college, and we were just crying. It was amazing.
Because it's one of the best movies of all time.
It's such a great movie. There's so many great things about it. It's quotable. There's stuff like her outfit in the very beginning is something that I love. And it's so girly in a way.
They never even see that he has a full house.
This was the easiest of the episodes to shoot, just because we had one set up, and
Yeah.
Jamie, our DP, only had to light it once, basically, with making minor adjustments here and there.
Yeah, and it looks really great because we had the TV on, like we were watching the scenes that the characters are watching, but we still needed to get the lighting better. So whatever they did with the lights to like make the lights actually flicker like on the TV, it looks so great on film.
I think, video. Sorry.
Whoa, okay. Some news over here. Jeez.
No, I think the one thing that Jamie had to do besides pressing record and stop was he moved one of the, I don't know what they're called.
I know.
I think they're called like, I'm just going to sound so stupid right now, but I'm going to call them barn doors. Not off the camera, but off the light, like off the Aquino flow. There are these doors that open up, and he just was waving it back and forth to cause the flicker.
This part was so funny.
Oh, the drowning.
The drowning. It's hard not to laugh at this.
Yeah,
But I can't not watch this without holding my breath. Like I have to hold my breath when I'm watching this part. I can't even help it.
and if you watch the extended, like that whole take, 5 seconds after it cuts in the final thing, Dasha just lets out this huge burst of air because she was gonna laugh anyway.
They both got on there.
I thought that it was important that we use this argument for would they both be able to survive, or would they have to both die, kind of a thing, because it's always like a big thing about that movie. And so
There was even a Mythbusters episode about whether or not they could float in the door or whatever.
yeah, I
Beautiful.
Yeah, and
Rekindling of our friendship right here.
and they needed to disagree so then they can so then this would make more sense on something and be angry at each other.
'Cause they go on such a journey through this long movie.
For the first time. It's just such a beautiful story.
I definitely caught myself just watching the movie when we were filming,
Like if you watch
and
I
then
know, it's addicting.
they would get done. They'd be done with the portion that we would shoot, and
I mean, I watched this so
it'd be silent for like 10 seconds, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, cut."
Well, so much of this is ad lib. Like when I was writing, I was like, oh, I want to do something with this scene and this scene, but then we didn't really follow any lines that I wrote. It was kind of just us watching and reacting and ad libbing because that's what you do when you watch movies.
You don't have scripts?
I don't know about you.
Oh, you're living
You
it
are
wrong.
just-
You're doing it wrong.
Shoot.
So yeah, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching all 6 of them, and including this video.
Yes, we do really appreciate all of the views and support that we're getting from people. It's kind of awesome.
Yeah, we're hoping to make a second series or second season of this, hopefully soon.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're still in the writing process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're in pre-production, is what they call it in the biz. For those of you who don't know.
Oh my god. He totally went there.
I went there. Still there.
I don't know how to end these things.
I don't know. This is the first audio commentary I've done.
All right, well,
So thank you again for still listening.
and yeah, thanks for watching as well.
Keep watching. Share it with your friends.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
This is an awkward phone call.
So awkward.
I'm going to stop it.
You hang up first. No, you hang up first.